Assalamu alaikum everyone. In this video, we'll cover the topic of present perfect tense. So first, we'll discuss the learning outcomes. By the end of this session, the students will be able to understand the structure and usage of present perfect tense. It's also very important for them to understand the basic difference between since and the usage of for, something that they'll be learning in this session. Understand the difference between the usage of been and gone. So let's discuss the usage of present perfect tense first. So basically we used present perfect tense when we want to talk about unfinished actions or states or maybe habits that have started in the past, but those habits or those states continue up till the present. And usually we are talking about how long the action has taken place, and we also need to use since and for in this context. For example, I have known Sarah since 2007. Now here I mean that, I have known Sarah, I still know her, and since refers to the year, the time from when I know her. Okay. Another example could be, she has lived in London for 3 years. Now this means that she still lives in London, but she has lived in London for 3 years now. And here we have used 3 to refer to the duration. I have worked here for 6 months. Now, I have worked here for 6 months, which means I'm still working here, but I have worked here, 6 months have been completed and the work is still in progress. Okay. Now, before we move on, since we have used the word since and for in this, the examples that we have just discussed, now I'll explicitly discuss the basic difference between the two. So since is used when we are referring to a very fixed time in the past. It could be a year like 2020, it could be a fixed date like September 20th or last year. And the fixed time can be another action which is in the past. For example, saying since I was a kid, since I was a teenager, since I arrived, since I was at school. I'll be sharing few examples in a while. And we use for when we are referring to the duration or period of time, like 2 hours, for 2 hours, for 3 years, for 6 months, things like that. So let's look at the examples. Usage of since. I have liked chocolate since I was a child. Now here I am referring to the specific moment in my past from when I have started liking chocolate. I have liked chocolate since I was a child, and I still like it. She has been here since 3 p.m. So I'm referring to exact time. That's why I have used the word since here. I have played the guitar ever since I was a teenager. Again, I'm referring to a very specific point of time in my life when I've started playing the guitar. So I have played the guitar since ever since I was a teenager, which means I still do play it, and I'm referring to a specific time in my past. That's why I have used since. I have known John for 10 years. Now I'm not referring to any specific year. I'm just telling the number of years I have known John. So I'm referring to the duration. That's why in this context, it is better, or it's always right or correct to use for, not since. I have been hungry for hours. Now I'm not referring to the time since 12 in the afternoon or any time. I'm just telling about number of hours that I have been hungry now. And she has had a cold for a week. So she still has a cold, and she has been suffering from cold for a week. So I'm not referring to since Thursday or since Friday. If I've been referring to specific time, then I would have used since here instead of for. Now, present perfect tense is also used to refer to actions or events that have happened sometime during a person's life, and those actions have been completed now. And we don't talk about when the experience happened, and the person might not be alive now, but we're just referring to the experience that has been done and perfect and completed. So we can also use words like ever or never in this context. For example, I have been to Tokyo. Now this action has been completed. I'm done. I'm not there right now. I have been to Tokyo sometime in my life. They have visited Paris 3 times. Now, visiting Paris for 3 times, the action has been completed 3 times. This action has been completed in the past. We have never watched that movie. So we have never watched this movie up till now. We have never watched it. Now, third usage of present perfect tense is that we also use present perfect tense to refer to an action that has been completed in the past, but the result is still evident in the present. The action has happened, but we can still see the result of that action in our present. We also use present perfect to talk about something that happened in the past, but it's still true or it holds importance right now as well. For example, and in American English, sometimes people, for this context, people use simple present as well, because sometimes tenses overlap for the similar context, but this is more common. This present perfect is more common. For example, I have lost my keys. Now, the action has been completed. I have already lost it, but the result is still evident. Since I have lost it, I can't get into my house. Another example could be, she has hurt her leg. Now, this action has been completed a few minutes from now. In the recent past, it has been completed, but the result is still evident. So, she can't play tennis today because she has just broken her leg. He has missed the bus. So he has just missed the bus, so probably he'll be late because he has missed it. Okay, now it's important for us to understand the difference between been and gone. So in this tense, in the perfect tense, we use both been and gone as the past participle of go, the third form of go, but in different situations. For example, we use been when we talk about life experience. For example, the person we are talking about has visited the place but has come back. And when we use gone, we are talking about an action, the result of which is still evident. For example, I have been to Paris in my life, but now I'm not in Paris. I'm done with that experience, and now I live maybe in London or in any other place. She has been to school today, but now she is back. She went to school, but she's back. So a simple way could be just saying, using past indefinite like she went to school. But this is also, we use present perfect for this context as well. They have never been to California. And gone, where is John? He has gone to the shop, which means he's still at the shop. Julie has gone to Mexico, which means she's still in Mexico. They have gone to Japan for 3 weeks. Now they're still in Japan. When I'm talking about it, they're still in Japan. So this is sort of the basic difference between been and gone, which is which the students should be familiar with. Okay. Let's move on to the structure. We all know subject, past participle, and the rest of the sentence. Here, unlike present indefinite and present continuous, third form or past participle of the form of the verb is used. For example, I have studied for the exam tomorrow. You have bought a new computer. He has eaten my chocolate, or things like that. So for he and she, has is used as an auxiliary or a helping verb with third form of the verb. For I, you, we, and they, have is used. For negative sentences, not is added either with have or with has, depending on the subject. Remember, for present perfect, we always use third form of verb, which is past participle, and this is the reason in the first video I have talked about 3 different forms of verb, so you are familiar with the third form of verb. So what is the third form of buy? Eaten is the third form of the verb eat. So I hope you're familiar. If for interrogative, has or have will be added in the as a very first part, depending on the subject. Have I been chosen for the team, or has he eaten my sandwich? So that's all for now. I hope you have understood the difference, the structure, the usage of present perfect, and the examples that I have discussed. So thank you.